Hello everyone, today you're watching a presentation on the North American Revolution. This revolution started in 1763 after decisive British victories in the French-Indian War. Due to the expenditures of the French-Indian War, the British found the need to impose tax on the colonists through the Stamp Act, Sugar Act, Currency Act, and Quartering Act. These taxes weren't too burdensome, but the colonists were enraged because of a taxation without representation. But despite upsetting the colonists, the British pursued more taxes, now taxing glass, paper, and tea. Angered at the amount of items being taxed and the tax increases in general, the colonists organized a boycott against British goods. The result of these taxes took the form of a bloody conflict known as the Boston Massacre, where 3 civilians died in Massachusetts. The unfortunate outcome of this event unnerved the British. The British Parliament responded to the violence by removing taxes on all British items and goods except for tea. But the colonists did not rest there, as they sought to remove taxes on tea. The resulting event was the Boston Tea Party, in which the colonists threw tea into the Boston Harbor in order to send a message to the British government. Contrary to their lenient response to the Boston Massacre, the British government took things into their own hands this time. The result was the Intolerable Acts. The Intolerable Acts were composed of 4 separate acts known as the Massachusetts Government Act, Administration of Justice Act, Boston Port Act, which closed the Boston Harbor until the tea that had been thrown out was compensated for, and the Quartering Act. This move from the British government served as the final blow towards the colonists, and as a result, the colonists began military hostilities. The Battle of Lexington and Concord was the first war fought in the American Revolution. The colonists laid siege to Boston and forced British troops out of the city and out of the colonies. Within a few years and a few more battles, the revolutionaries were in control of all 13 colonies. In the same summer, in July 4th, 1776, the Constitution had been drafted and adopted by the Congress of the United States of America. The Declaration of Independence states the reason for separation as it reads, "We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." Although the British did flee, they didn't give up so easily and returned in the summer of 1776. America was not ready to fend off against the re-energized British Army, and as a result, international alliances became quite useful. America's biggest supporter was the French state, which was the biggest rival and enemy of Britain. After 8 years, the American Revolutionary War came to a stop at Yorktown, Virginia. General Cornwallis led the British Army towards a British rescue fleet, but the British rescue fleet was accompanied by a bigger French fleet, thus giving incentive to surrender. This revolutionary movement allowed for the colonists to gain independence from British rule, but that wasn't the only outcome of the revolution, as it also encouraged the Haitian and French revolutions. But overall, America becoming sovereign from Britain was the biggest change for us personally as individuals and citizens of the United States of America. Thank you for watching, and stay awesome.